This movie is hands down, the best horror film that I've watched. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel guys, and yes, let's talk about the Sony Live Malayalam cinema release Appan. I should tell this to you guys that after I finished watching the film, I was relieved. Yeah, the word is relieved. And it's not because the movie is bad or anything, it's because of the family that I have been born into. Never have I ever been so thankful of my birth privilege than I was after finishing this movie. I think my mind and my body also kind of went into a shock. This movie at every freaking point of time is so triggering that I won't be surprised that if a lot of people after watching this film probably were not able to sleep that night. Because honestly, I had a dream about this movie. My mind was so traumatized and disturbed that I actually dreamt about this film. And that is why this is the best horror movie of 2022. Hands down. In case you have not watched this film, I'll try and keep the context of the storyline as minimal as possible because as an audience, you need to get into this film without any context, and that is when the maximum impact will happen. Just to put the storyline in a nutshell, this is about a family which is, just trying to live their lives. You have the father, you have the mother, you have the son, you have the son's wife and their child. Sounds pretty normal, right? But no. The catch here is that the elder of the family, Itty, well, he's unusual. No, he's the worst. He's the worst person that you can imagine on this planet. And not just this planet, literally in this entire galaxy. I mean, if you think Thanos is a dangerous villain, then clearly you haven't met Itty. Itty is a very, very unlikable man. He's filled with flaws. He doesn't have a filter and he has way too many vices. He's also partially paralyzed and he cannot walk. But no, that doesn't stop him from torturing his entire family, which includes his wife, his son, his daughter-in-law, and even his grandson. Sunny Wayne, who plays his son Nonju, even though he's completely frustrated with his father, he still tries to keep peace and maintain some sort of livable situation in the house. Even though you see him yell at his appan a lot, there is still a little bit amount of respect that he has for his father. Like, believe me, the amount of restraint that Nonju had throughout this film, it's commendable. Now, how is Itty so brutal? How he creates trouble? How the family members are dealing with it? For all of that, you need to watch this film. And in case you have not even watched the trailer of this movie, I would suggest do not watch the trailer, just directly watch the film for the maximum impact. Now, moving on to the writing, oh my god, I think this is one of the best written stories that I've seen. And it's not just the story that has been narrated out well, it is individual characters who have been fleshed out so beautifully. Be it Nonju or Itty or Kuttiyam or Sheila, literally every character shines. For example, for Nonju, I was empathizing with him, but I was also getting frustrated that, dude, take some action. But I also understood why he's not able to do so. He's a very strongly written character. I mean, the amount of resilience he has to take so much bad mouthing that his father does to a son, it's commendable. Like, not a lot of people have that kind of mental strength, but he's also so helpless. Both aspects of his characters have been written so beautifully. Then coming to Itty, which is played by Alencia Lopez, so well. We'll talk about the performances later, but the thing is that the way he was written throughout this film, I was really wondering that what was going through the heads of these two writers when they were writing about his character and how he's going to turn out in this film. Because oh my god, he's the most beautifully written horrible character. He's one of the best written negative characters that have come across in cinema. Similarly goes for Polly Wilson's character Kuttiyam. Like, you are going to feel so bad for her, and throughout the film I was just feeling bad for her. So that's what I mean with every character. There would be a certain emotion that you strongly feel. It's just not like you're going to feel it from upar. So you're going to strongly feel for these characters. And that is why the writing is absolutely top notch. Then coming to the direction. First, I want to clap. I want to clap because the way the director was able to traumatize me throughout these 2 hours. Believe me, I have never been happy that a movie has ended after 2 hours. This movie is not everyone's cup of tea. You have to be emotionally strong, a little bit strong to watch this film, because believe it or not, it's going to leave such a bitter taste after the movie gets over. In my case, I just did not move from my chair for like good 5 minutes. In fact, I was sitting here only when I was watching the film, and then I was so disoriented that I took out my phone and then I went on my channel and I was replying to certain comments after that just to get myself out of that mental space. So if a director is able to make the audience feel this, then yeah, job well done. In the technical department also, the film shines a lot, specifically in the cinematography, because it's essentially the entire film is happening in a single place, in that home, and every nook and corner of that house has been captured really well. The BGM does not distinctly stand out in the film, but it kind of blends in with the narration. It's designed in such a way that you won't even realize it, but it does create the necessary impact. Now coming to the editing, and I think this is so unique, I think for this film particularly, or probably I was the only one who felt that while watching it, but when a certain intense scene was happening, you would feel that, okay, now after this scene, the next scene will come up. But you know, that particular scene or the moment would linger for a certain amount of time, and you could just feel that tension. And I was thinking, okay, is this a build up to something more? Are we going to get something more out of the scene? And then you cut to another scene next. And the tension that was lingering throughout in my mind, I think that's the best part about the edit. Like, I was so fidgety throughout this entire film, I cannot even express in words. Then coming to performances, my goodness, everyone has just killed it. Like, they ate up their roles and left no crumbs. Starting with Elencia Lopez, I think this is his best work. For me, whatever films I have seen of his, this is his best work. He is so unlikable. He's so unlikable throughout the film. You know, even if there is a glimpse that you get that maybe he is regretting something, or maybe there is a slight chance of redemption, he will just throw you under the bus. My goodness, the way he acted out this role, he was just, I hated him. And that is why for me, he's the best performer of this film. For Sunny Wayne also, I have not watched all his filmography. It's only limited films of his that I have watched. But this is clearly the most complex role that he has taken up. There is so much to emote without even saying the dialogue that it's not an easy task to do for an actor, and I think Sunny Wayne just nailed it. I don't think it would be an overstatement if I say that this probably is his career best. Polly Wilson is a gem. She is so seasoned, it doesn't even feel that she has to even try and nail these characters. And once again, I've seen her acting chops in many Malayalam films, but this one just stands apart. There was something so gravitating about this particular role as Kuttiyamma that you can't help but feel so bad and so empathetic towards her. She was absolutely incredible. Then you have Ananya, you have Grace Anthony, you have Radhika Radhakrishnan, even that little kid. All of them did a fabulous job. Like, I feel that the director made them prep a lot for these roles, because these are not easy characters to play. Because all these characters are so complicated, and you know, portraying these characters require a lot of emoting through your expressions. So there definitely would have been a lot of prep before coming onto the sets. And that is why you don't see them as actors while you're watching this film. You are so convinced that they are these characters. In the end, I would say that, well, Malayalam cinema and this industry never ceases to surprise me with their content. Just the topics that they choose, and they make a story around it, different genres that they hit, it just blows my mind away. This is a film, this is a story. Like, not a lot of people would have balls to in fact narrate also. And yet we have a movie like this from our country which is acted out so well, directed so well, written so well, narrated so well. This movie, in the best possible way, was pure torture for me. And I cannot believe that I'm saying this statement in a positive light. But it is what it is, and this movie is definitely not for everyone. It's very, very triggering. So if you feel that, you know, you can take such heavy topics where there's a lot of abuse, there's a lot of, you know, shouting and a lot of uncomfortable moments, then definitely go for this. Like, literally do not miss out on this film. But if these kind of films do not resonate with you, then do not watch it, refrain from it, because you will be mentally disturbed. And yes, those were my thoughts on the Malayalam film Appan, which released on Sony Live. And well, I had a traumatic viewing, I'm not gonna lie, but I want to know your thoughts. What was your first impression after watching this film? Definitely share them in the comments below. And with that, I will end this video here. That was my review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you soon on my next video now. Bye.